sorry, though. He said he'd think of something. They put me on 24-hour death watch.
The film is set in 1949 in Santa Rosa, California. The film is narrated from the perspective of the protagonist, Ed Crane, a man in his 40s, eternally silent and gloomy, who works as a hairdresser in his brother-in-law's barbershop. His wife, Doris, who has a drinking problem, works as a store accountant and cheats on her husband with her boss, Big Dave Brewster, who often boasts about his military exploits at family dinners. One day, a visiting businessman shows up at the barbershop's doorstep, offering Ed a profitable investment in a technology that may soon become cutting edge, a dry cleaning chain. This requires an amount of $10,000. Ed decides to earn extra money on this case and blackmails his wife's boss by sending him an anonymous letter. After Crane gets the money from Big Dave and hands it over to said dealer, he suddenly disappears, making Ed think he's just been swindled. One evening, Big Dave calls Ed and asks him to come to the store. There, Dave says that the merchant visited him too, asking for $10,000. The blackmailers demanded the same amount, so Dave caught the merchant and forced him to confess to colluding with Ed. Dave pounces on Ed and is about to strangle him, but Ed comes across a clerical knife with which he kills Dave. The police, having discovered a shortage in the box office, consider Doris as the main suspect. Ed hires Sacramento's best lawyer, Freddie Riedenschneider. Seeing that the lawyer does not really believe in Doris's innocence, Ed confesses to him that he is guilty of the murder, but Riedenschneider believes that Ed is simply shielding his wife. Shortly before the trial, on a date, Doris tells Ed that she is terribly disappointed in Dave, as she learned that all his military exploits were empty bravado. Before the trial on the merits begins, Doris commits suicide, which greatly upsets the lawyer. The county pathologist informs Ed that the deceased was pregnant, to which he replies that he has not slept with his wife for several years. With the money he has left, Ed decides to help his friend's daughter, Bertie Abandas, with her music lessons. He takes her to show her to the famous teacher, but her playing does not impress the pianist at all. On the way back, Bertie tries to give a blowjob to Ed as a sign of gratitude, which leads to an accident. Waking up in a hospital bed, Ed learns that he is now under arrest. It turns out that Dave, knocking out confessions from the businessman, killed him and drowned him in the lake. The car with the corpse was found, and a contract was found among the papers, where Ed's signature was. According to the police, it was Ed who forced his wife to steal money from the store's cash register to invest in the business, and then killed the merchant. Ed rehires Riedenschneider, but soon the money runs out and Ed gets a lawyer assigned to him by the court, which almost does not try to commute the sentence. Ed is sentenced to death by electric chair. The film ends with a scene of preparation for execution, during which Ed talks about his life, in which he made many mistakes lately, but does not regret it at all, since it somehow revived his existence.